Music, Angel Reese just got removed from Unrivaled, and no one's talking about why. The league that once built its entire first season around her has now erased her completely, as if she never existed. No press release, no explanation, just gone. And here's the twist. Multiple sources are confirming this wasn't about money, scheduling, or contracts. It was personal. The same player who proudly called herself Unrivaled's first ever champion won't even get an invite back for Season 2. When Unrivaled released its 2025 roster earlier this month, every major name returned, except hers. No mention of an injury, no public statement. Just a glaring omission that left fans and insiders buzzing. According to sources, league executives held several private meetings to discuss what they called the Reese problem. The debate wasn't about talent. It was about whether her drama outweighed the publicity she brought. The decision was unanimous. She had to go, but insiders say her dismissal didn't come from one single incident. It was a build-up. The breaking point reportedly came during last season's playoffs. While her teammates fought through the championship rounds, Reese was absent. She didn't even appear on the court for the final games, choosing instead to FaceTime into the team's post-game celebration after they won without her. For a player who once branded herself as the face of the league, that moment didn't go unnoticed. Her teammates were frustrated, but kept things professional in public. Privately, though, many felt she had let the team down. And this wasn't the first time her commitment was questioned. Back in Chicago, the Sky organization dealt with similar challenges throughout 2024 and early 2025. Reports described a pattern: unexplained absences, sudden recoveries just in time for brand appearances, and a string of technical fouls that cost the team at key moments. One anonymous Chicago player even admitted that the locker room atmosphere shifted dramatically whenever Reese showed up, and not in a positive way. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Unrivaled executives tracked the numbers. Internal reports leaked earlier this year showed that after an initial surge in promotion centered on Reese, viewership dropped by an astonishing 67% following the first weekend. The audience plummeted from over 300,000 viewers to barely a fraction of that by the second week. What started as a partnership built on hype and personality ended in frustration and fallout. Now, with her name erased from Unrivaled's future plans, Angel Reese faces serious questions about her next move and whether her off-court persona has finally overshadowed her on-court game. 100,000. That's where Unrivaled's viewership bottomed out after its early promotional surge around Angel Reese. The league had invested millions, making her the centerpiece of its brand, flooding social media with highlights, quotes, and clips of her trash talk. Across platforms, she generated more than 31 million views. But those viral moments never translated into consistent game viewership. Sponsors started asking tough questions about why all the buzz wasn't converting into ticket sales or streaming numbers. The league's internal marketing review was blunt. Every controversy Reese created spike engagement for about 2 days before interest dropped off even faster, a trend they labeled the diminishing returns effect. In short, fans were growing tired of the same storyline. The memes and viral clips worked briefly, but the novelty faded when it came time to actually watch her play. One executive summarized it bluntly in a meeting: "Asterisk, we're running a basketball league, not a reality show." Behind the scenes, other leagues took notice. According to insiders, Athletes Unlimited even discussed recruiting Reese, but quietly backed away after observing how Unrivaled handled her situation. No organization wanted to risk similar internal drama or deal with a player who might disappear during key games. That reputation, unreliable when it mattered most, has started following her across the sport. Even overseas clubs, which often offer lucrative deals to high-profile players, are reportedly hesitant to make offers. Then came the accounts from former teammates. Multiple anonymous players revealed that during timeouts, Reese would sometimes check her phone to track social media engagement on her latest posts. One even recalled her discussing podcast topics during team meetings, asking for content suggestions while coaches were drawing up plays. The gap between her image as a fiery competitor and her real priorities behind the scenes had become impossible to ignore. Financially, the numbers made her case even weaker. Reese's reported asking price for Unrivaled's second season exceeded $250,000, one of the highest in the league. But the return on investment simply wasn't there. Her jersey sales peaked early and then flatlined. Attendance in markets where she played showed no significant growth. Meanwhile, players earning half her salary were providing double the production and fan connection. In the end, the business math didn't justify keeping her, and the decision to part ways became inevitable. The breaking point reportedly came during a meeting in early January 2025. League officials from both Unrivaled and the WNBA held a conference call to discuss the sustainability of controversy-based marketing in women's sports. Their conclusion was unanimous. Building a brand around drama may create short-term attention, but it undermines the sport's long-term credibility. They highlighted Caitlin Clark as the opposite example. Her professionalism and pure basketball skill have built a lasting fan base, not just fleeting viral moments. While Clark managed her own injury setbacks this season, she continues to attract more support and respect than Reese ever did through controversy. The contrast was clear. As Reese's reputation spiraled, players like Sophie Cunningham were helping transform the Indiana Fever into a legitimate contender through teamwork, consistency, and leadership. Cunningham's arrival in Indiana has been marked by professionalism and focus on results, not social media theatrics. That's the image Unrivaled wants representing its brand moving forward. Dependable players who show up when it counts, not ones who FaceTime into celebrations. Sources reveal that Reese's team tried to negotiate a return after her exclusion, even offering to take a pay cut and promising improved behavior. They reportedly pitched a redemption arc as a marketing storyline, but Unrivaled declined without hesitation. The league had already moved on, signing players who might generate fewer headlines but bring reliability and commitment to the court. The message was unmistakable. Talent means nothing without accountability. Professionalism is once again proving invaluable in this new era of women's sports, and Angel Reese's downfall is reshaping how players and organizations view that balance. The ripple effects are already visible. Young college athletes are reportedly being cautioned by their agents to avoid following the Reese route, where social media presence takes priority over on-court performance. Coaches are using her story as a warning about what happens when an athlete starts believing they're bigger than the team itself. Brands that once competed to sponsor her are now quietly backing away, unwilling to associate with a name increasingly linked to inconsistency and controversy. The damage extends beyond Unrivaled. It now threatens her WNBA career. The Chicago Sky are said to be exploring trade options, but finding a team willing to take on her contract and potential distractions has proven difficult. Teams desperate for talent worry about locker room chemistry, while well-established organizations want to protect their culture. It's a harsh reality for a player who, just 2 years ago, was being hailed as the future of women's basketball. The timing of Unrivaled's decision only amplifies the message. By quietly leaving her out of the Season 2 roster, without any public statement, the league let her reputation do the talking. No press release, no confrontation, just silence. The professional equivalent of being ghosted. Across the basketball world, that silence speaks volumes. She's no longer worth the trouble. Industry insiders are calling this a turning point for women's basketball. For years, the mantra was that any attention was good attention for a growing sport. But Unrivaled just proved otherwise, choosing long-term credibility and professionalism over short-term drama and viral fame. Audiences built on genuine fandom rather than fleeting viral moments marks a major turning point for women's basketball. It's a mature business decision, signaling that the sport is finally being managed like a true professional league rather than a social media experiment. Players still part of Unrivaled reportedly welcomed the change. Several admitted the ongoing drama had become exhausting, overshadowing the game itself. One player even shared that team chemistry noticeably improved once it was confirmed Reese wouldn't return. Practices became more focused, players more engaged, and collaboration more natural. The message is clear. Professionalism now matters as much as performance. This moment sets a precedent for future athletes. Talent alone won't secure your place if you can't contribute positively to the team environment. Leagues are proving they're willing to sacrifice short-term popularity to build long-term respect and stability. The era of rewarding controversy over commitment is coming to an end. The era of tolerating bad behavior just because someone can put up numbers or generate clicks is officially over. In today's women's basketball landscape, performance both on and off the court carries equal weight. The fallout from Angel Reese's exile is already reshaping the culture. Other players who once flirted with controversy are suddenly cleaning up their act. Technical fouls are down, attendance at practices is up, and attitudes are shifting fast. Everyone saw what happened to Reese and realized no one is untouchable anymore. The leagues finally have leverage, and they're not afraid to use it. This isn't just about one player or one league. It's about women's basketball maturing into a professional standard that fans can truly respect. The focus has shifted from viral drama to accountability, teamwork, and consistency. Angel Reese's removal from Unrivaled marks a clear message. If you can't back up your talent with professionalism, you're replaceable. She failed to meet those standards and is now paying the price. But here's the real question. Was Unrivaled right to quietly remove her for good of sport, or did they just let go of one of their biggest marketing draws? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned. This story is far from over.